Here come the two sides. Sheikh Soizwapi leads out South Africa on the left, and Luke Johan, the doctor, brings out Wales. Alongside me is former USA Sevens captain Madison Hughes. Hughesy, how do you think this one's going to go?
I mean, lots of pride on the line for both teams. South Africa did not go their way yesterday. They want to show what they're capable of and prepare for the home Rugby World Sevens World Cup coming up next weekend. For the Welsh, this could be the last day we see Wales playing on the Sevens World Series. So lots of pride in the line for both teams. Wales had flashes and moments and halves of good play yesterday, but not really able to put it together for a full performance. So they're going to have one eye on this. You know what? If we put it together, we can go and we can knock off South Africa here. And what a way that would be to go out.
South Africa 1 and 2, just beating Canada yesterday. Our referee for this one from Uruguay, Francisco Gonzalez, working his way up the ladder there. The number of games he's officiated. Wales 0-3 in their pool. This is where the sides end up here. 9th place quarter-final. The winner will face Scotland later today.
Okay. Ready?
The HSBC Los Angeles 7, stop 9 of 9 on the World Series for 2022. Dignity Health Sports Park welcomes you from wherever you taken in this glorious game of sevens. The Blitzboks kick off from left to right. Couple of injuries in their side. No Zane Davids, no Diewald Human. But Murphy jumps up superbly. The doctor's there. Luke Johan, what a start from Wales. He goes down the touchline. It is a perfect restart from the Welsh captain, and they're on the board.
Dream start for Wales. Started from the kickoff, Johan trailing really well, and then he was in a sprint. Johan versus Branko de Pria, two little halfbacks who've been around on the series for so long now. Johan wins that one, has the angle, and what a dream start for the Welsh here. Couldn't have gone much better in the first few seconds. That is the danger when you do that knockback. You need to make sure that the team is set up around you. South Africa just not quite getting that right. And that's why if you're not contested, it is better to catch the ball. Much less risky. Didn't pay off for South Africa there from that kickoff. And Johan makes them pay.
Luke Johan, he runs his YouTube page called This Is Sevens with his brother and his mom. He's got all the skills and the tricks. Kick goes to the side. It's 5-0. Early strike from Wales, scoring within the first 10 seconds of the game. It's a slightly deeper kick, bouncing towards the touchline. Not a bad result, keeping South Africa pinned down in their 22.
Wow, misjudged by everyone. If the Welsh attacker had read that right, he could have caught that cleanly and been for another kickoff try. But goes out of bounds. South Africa now have the chance to calm things down and finally get something going in this match. And Wales on the defence.
Branko de Pria became the 8th South African to score a century of tries in recent times. A 32-year-old, still going strong in his 82nd event. Branko de Pria to the back. Oosthuizen finds Makata, loose ball. So de Pria picks up, and Saku Makata, the man from the Eastern Cape, gets a rumble on. Scored the overtime thriller here in 2020 against Fiji to win it for South Africa. Different position right now they find themselves in as they jump step on the outside. Shilton van Wyk finds his captain, Sheikh Soizwapi. South Africa get the penalty. They go quickly with de Pria. Finds Adonis. Nice ball to James Murphy, former actor that struck out in Hollywood here, is doing better stuff on the rugby field. Still South Africa with numbers on the left-hand side. Branko de Pria engages and then throws a couple of bounce passes to Sheikh Soizwapi, so elusive on their wing. But Wales do well to contain the speedster. Adonis to big Saku Makata. Takes on two players. Murphy's with him, with Oosthuizen on the short side. It's Darren Adonis. Throws one dummy, he slips through. Adonis. Good tackle in the end from Callum Carson. But the Blitzboks surge on with Makata. Murphy had a handful of runs so far. Slap back. Adonis 1-on-1. Throws it on the inside. Oosthuizen gets in for South Africa. And it's a good response from the Blitzboks.
Patient play by South Africa pays off with the try from Oosthuizen. South Africa working through the phases, and that for a team that they so often strike incredibly quickly when they do get the ball. This time it was patient build-up play, making Wales defend for phase after phase, and eventually the gap does appear for Adonis and Oosthuizen to go through.
Nice little build-up there, support on the inside. Ryan Oosthuizen accidentally got his teeth kicked out by his teammate. James Murphy seems to be okay. The flags are flying for South Africa. Early doors here. It's nearly 10 a.m. local time Pacific. conversion unsuccessful. 5-all so far in this 9th place quarterfinal. So South Africa haven't won a medal since winning the past 4 events this season. They won gold in 2 Dubai tournaments, Malaga and Sevilla. 5th in London last time. Commonwealth Games gold medalists, unbeaten against all the rivals, beating Fiji in the final. They will host the Rugby World Cup in 2 weeks' time in beautiful Cape Town, Table Mountain, and the beaches of Camps Bay will welcome you there as Sois Wapi leads his side into the 22. Ball's been stripped from the Welsh. They have it inside their 22. Trahan waits as they step near the near side. Lovely breakout. Luke Trahan has this. And the support is there from Wales. Sensational up the middle they go. Morgan Williams will go the distance. And that is a strike that Richie Pugh can be happy about.
Really good try from Wales. The initial break, finding a difficult over-the-top offload to Trahan, but doing fantastically well. And South Africa broken quite easily there. For a team that really prides itself on its defense, you don't often see the opposition go through quite as easily as they did there. That was the initial turnover. Wales doing really well in the breakdown to get the ball. And then here's Trahan finding Morgan Williams, who has the pace to go the distance. But Neil Powell spoke about after that 3rd game yesterday how they weren't happy with their defensive effort and how hard they were forcing the other team to work to get those tries. And I think he's not going to be happy with that one either.
Williams' try is not converted. 10 points to 5. Morgan Williams played for Great Britain in both rounds of the 2022 series. Of course, this will be the last day we see Wales as their sole country on the World Series. Oh, what a kick and a bat back from Morgan Williams. An excellent restart here. All about keeping possession here with a minute to go to close out the first half. Dr. Luke Trahan played in his 50th tournament in London. He's combined GB appearances as well. Here he comes now. Lovely pass from him. Comes out to Tom Brown. Morgan Chanowski, former Wales under-20 player. The breakdown's contested by South Africa. They're very strong with Darren Adonis over the ball. And Branko de Pree says, let's go on with things. Makata finds Murphy. Big stepping here from the blitz box. Ball's loose, though, so Saka Makata, the Olympian, comes in. 23 years of age. Branko de Pree, South Africa's most successful sevens player of all time. 23 titles to his name personally. To the left, Murphy again. Wide ball to Oosthuizen. Couple of massive fends from Oosthuizen. Then he smashed to the deck. He loves the physical stuff, does Ryan Oosthuizen. Final here, law student, University of South Africa. Chip over the top, Sois Wapi's there as well. Sits up to Trahan. And he gets smoked to the ground.
Oh, the Welsh getting the benefit of the bounce there. I think South Africa, they got to see that the space is in behind. You've got guys flooding on. You can hit that long, leave the ball in the try area. Just putting it so short as they did leaves themselves vulnerable to that bounce not going their way. Trahan does really, really well to chase back, work hard. This was the big hit earlier on Oosthuizen. He was throwing defenders off him, but then one of the Welsh came in and leveled him in turn.
That's the halftime whistle. And it is Wales that leads South Africa 10 points to 5 in the 9th place quarterfinal. Wales with tries from Trahan and Williams, kicking off from left to right in the second half. Cole Swanwick want to go out on a tremendous high if they can. Davids, Superman, flies up.
Hello.
Yeah, really careless from Wales, and the absolute last thing they needed. They had so much positive energy coming out of that halftime break, and now here, the beginning of the first half, on a bit of a jump to nothing, like he knew he wasn't really competing for that ball, just jumps into the side of the pod, really, really careless, and now it forces his teammates to have to work very, very hard for the next 2 minutes, and he's got to hope that when he comes back into the game, Wales are still in it.
So 2 minutes with 6, coaches Neil Powell and Renfred Dazel. We'll see if their side can capitalize here. Oosthuizen takes. Makata down the short side. Lovely ball. Shilton van Beek runs a beautiful angle off the pass from Sean Williams. Darren Adonis finds Angelo Davids. Davids! What a tackle on this near side. Lloyd Lewis
Lloyd Lewis doing really, really well to get across. Played the angle perfectly. Knew he had the space to chase the South African down and push him out in the corner. Fantastic covering defense in the first instance of Wales stopping them with that player down. So now Wales can have possession, and they're going to want to burn as much of this 2 minutes as they can to get their man back on the field.
Trahan, first captain Wales in 2015. What a play he's been over the years. He has it now. He goes against Murphy with advantage as well. This will take up some more time.
Yeah, South Africa, it's a careless penalty, just coming off the line early. That's simply a matter of patience and waiting, and then when you want to come, you come. So that's, again, Wales are going to slow play this, go to the line out, and hope that they can burn all this time off. I think they will have to throw in the line out with their six-man complement. So going to have to go through one more passage of play, but if they can get one more penalty, then they'll be back up to 7 and will burn this off very, very well.
Well, it's been over a decade since Wales have beaten South Africa, and this is another reason why Sevens is such an amazing game. Anything can happen. Still have 6 though. Trahan to the tail, needs to be accurate, and that is an excellent throw-in as they drive forward here with Chanowski. Short ball, massive bump. There's a player down, Adonis is down. We're going to stop for safety reasons.
Hold in.
Really, really big collision. Wales, knowing they had 6 guys, tried to keep the ball a lot tighter, and I think it was a contact where both players knew it was coming. Absolutely massive, and Adonis is down, and we can only hope he's okay.
Heavy collisions in the game of Sevens.
Yeah. It's my call, okay?
So early morning here in the Pacific time in Los Angeles on the west coast of the United States. Series standing, South Africa, well, they sit on the top. They do not control their own destiny to see who wins this. The teams below them, Australia, who are in prime position, Argentina and Fiji. All South Africa can do is wait and see how things play out. We know we've got 4 different permutations, and we'll run through those later. Wales, you can see, ranked 15th, and we said, look at the nature of the game of Sevens. Wales could hold on and take this game, and that's what you love about it.
It's fantastic in Sevens. You can have all the rule books you want, all the form books you like, looking back years and years and years. But once you get out there, it often comes down to who's able to bring more energy and more momentum into each moment.
Well, we're 9 stops around the world, but your top 7 results from what you've played count towards the series standings for this year, because, of course, we've been interrupted by COVID and all sorts of things. A lot of teams not having to play all the times, and Wales, of course, were only featured for the first time in Malaga and Sevilla, so they've just played 5 events before this. 6, in fact, so this will be their 7th as well. So we're just waiting to see attention for Darren Adonis. And so we mentioned the permutations about the World Series, and this is why an event like this is always so interesting. Of course, we've got the tournament, all the teams are trying to win it, but it's the series which is so vital for these sides. Only 4 teams in the past have won it. New Zealand, Fiji, Samoa and South Africa have won the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. South Africa, happy hunting ground in usual times here, winning in 2011, 2013, 14, 17 and 2020 as well. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic series over the years. Argentina and Australia are really competing to join those lists of teams who've won the World Series. And you'd say at this moment, it seems to change game by game. Australia in the driving seat, and that will be quite a transformation of the Australian Sevens team from where they were only a couple of years ago.
Well, we mentioned the series and all the different points on offer. And of course, the leaderboard has changed tremendously from Sevilla. We've got events all over. So that's how you see South Africa were in pole position early doors, on top 5 after Sevilla. And then, of course, things change as each tournament progresses. This is after Singapore. Look at the lead and how it gets cut into. Australia coming up there with Argentina as well. And the top 3, oh so close. You don't even see Fiji featured here yet. And that's after Vancouver. And then things suddenly change. Fiji come into the fray. Argentina take over South Africa. Those are the top 5 after Toulouse in France. And then London, South Africa back, of course, but Australia after that victory there against New Zealand. And Fiji slowly creeping into the frame as well. So, brilliant graph to see how things sit. It's always such an intriguing series. That's why points are so important at every single stop. And these are the scenarios we mentioned. So many to read out, but depending on which team you support, this is how it looks. And because South Africa is currently playing, you can see there any other scenario but the first 4, and South Africa will win the series. It's totally out of their hands. Australia looking to be pole position here if they just make the cup final. And I say just make it, the quarterfinals. are going to be thrilling.
We're in for a barnstorming set of quarterfinals. Yes, South Africa, having had 7 results this season that they made the quarterfinals in, this result will be one of the 2 that get dropped for them. So they can't add any points to their standings, whereas Australia, Argentina and Fiji definitely can. So they're going to be watching those quarterfinals very, very closely, hoping things go their way, but they do need a few results to go their way.
That's Neil Powell there. Last time in charge of the Blitz box on the series. He'll be heading, of course, to South Africa, hoping to win that one for his country. Played for South Africa in years gone by. And the reigning LA champions, but won't be anymore as their fans look on. Mentioned Commonwealth Games, they beat Fiji in a clinical performance, 31 points to 7. 9 of their players from London here with a couple of injuries now. This is their 3rd injury. You mentioned Zane David's out, Dewald Human out, and now Darren Adonis. Our thoughts with him as he gets taken off the field. Hope he is okay. I mentioned South Africa will be hosting the Rugby World Cup. 40 sides, men and women descending upon the Cape of South Africa as Adonis gets applause from the crowd, anxiously watching on. And there he goes. It's the home of the LA Galaxy who host you here for the 18th USA Sevens. We've been in 3 different cities, but we're back in Los Angeles where it all started in 2004. And Wales lead 10-5 with under 5 to play. Wales back to their full complement of players as South Africa fire. It's a very hard pass. Makatu couldn't hold. Possession goes to the men in red.
Wales doing fantastically well during that yellow card period. South Africa really didn't get much going after that initial phase. Fantastic covering tackle from Lloyd Lewis, and that was really the yellow card period. So Wales doing really, really well to burn those 2 minutes off the clock, get back to their full complement, and now they can launch the attack and see if they can add to this lead and get a famous victory in the Welsh Sevens jersey.
At some point, Richie Pugh. Thank you. Well, Wales, they're a side that sometimes come out of nowhere. And Luke Jahan, their captain, 29-year-old, with a lot of youngsters in his side, has led them so well. Little scoop up here to Swanwick, looking to get his backs on a run. Good strong tackle coming in there, and Morgan Williams scored a superb try in the first half as they're up by just the 5 points. Carry from Callum Carson, debuted here in LA. The last time we were here in 2020. The breakdown again is ferocious. JC Paturis is in there, and he gets absolutely smacked as well. Wow.
Wow, great counter-rucking from South Africa, pouring numbers in the breakdown. Wales a bit slow to realize they needed to get that ball out or add an extra number. But then Oosthuizen gets crushed as he tries to pick the ball up. Looked to me actually like after he knocked it on, a South African in front of him might have touched the ball. So Wales could have maybe got a penalty there. But we see here Oosthuizen just picking it up. And then the Welsh on the other man just flies through, does a really good job of getting his body on the arms of Oosthuizen, and that forces the knock on, and Wales don't pay for that turnover.
Yeah, those Paturis there got involved, just came for the bench and just got pinched. Wales only defeated South Africa once, and that was before Glasgow 2012. It's been a long time coming. Remember how they famously won the Rugby World Cup Sevens in 2009. Coach Richie Pugh, he was a member of that legendary team, now coaching the side. I remember being there. USA, we were knocked out early on, watching the quarterfinals, and all 4 quarterfinals went the other way. Wales end up taking that one there. So they're a team that can do great things on the global stage when given the opportunity. 10th was the best performance, and that was in Malaga earlier on in the season. They kick it from Williams. This is where it could be dangerous. Bounces though, South Africa will take the line with under 3 to play.
Yeah, not sure about that from Wales. They haven't had the ball much with 7 players in this half. And yeah, perhaps if it was a better executed kick, obviously if things come off, you always say, oh, it was a genius play. But playing the percentages there, not sure that was the right play for Wales, and it gives South Africa, with their deadly attack runners, an opportunity from this line out.
Oosthuizen is the go-to man. Debuted in Hong Kong 2017. Paul Gimman, Marty's player in the Stellenbosch region, pops it down. Miller du Plessis in midfield, gets the loop around. Du Plessis has got Angelo Davids with him. Davids, good tackle on the speedy winger. Wide ball from Williams. Now Oosthuizen cuts up the middle, takes the direct route. Ball splits free, still there. Wales come over this. It's a Dr. Trahan yet again. Oh, he's been everywhere today. Lloyd Lewis, loose ball, picked up by Swanwick. An excellent period of defence from Wales. Then they get smashed to the ground, and Angela Davids is all fired up. It's a must-win game here for South Africa. Disappointing on day one, but Wales have other ideas. Lewis puts the kick through. Chasing this one, Lloyd Lewis has got great speed, and he nudges down his opposite number and kicks through. Lewis bounces up. Oh no!
Come off.
Wow, Lloyd Lewis going the length of the field with the kick.
Try this one, please.
And for me, I was wondering if there was a shoulder bump early into the man, but difficult to tell from our angle. But this, to me, looks like he didn't have control as he touched it down. Went with the one hand. And yeah, just you can see, loses control of the ball, not able to gather it. And with 1:20 left on the clock, that could have been the moment for Wales. And instead, South Africa are going to have the 5-meter scrum and the opportunity to go the length of the field and steal this win.
Drama, excitement, intrigue. It's what you expect here in Hollywood. And Wales, with Lloyd Lewis, got oh so close. There was a massive bump. You mentioned as he come through there on little Sean Williams. But South Africa have a chance. Down by 5, still have to go the distance. 100 meters away. The blitz box in the precarious position of the 9th place quarter-final and behind on the scoreboard. Good strong tackle coming in on Sean Williams, and they look to hold him up, carrying him over the line. It'll take up time on the clock as well. Wow. Wales.
And that man, Luke Trahan, on the ground. He's been absolutely everywhere for Wales in this game. Such a great servant to the Welsh Sevens team over the years. And here he's showing that in what could be one of the last games for this jersey, they're going to do it very, very proud. What a fantastic defensive effort. One of his teammates piled in there with him, drove the South African over the line. Instead, it's a held up. And great moment for Wales. And now they have the ball with time ticking down.
Luke Trahan, the captain, the coach Richie Pugh, on the verge of one of the great moments in Wales Sevens history. And the last day we see them compete on the series before they join Great Britain. Wales, for the first time since 2012, have beaten the blitz box of South Africa. Luke Trahan is what the doctor ordered. And Wales have come good here. They win the 9th place quarter-final against South Africa, 10 points to 5.